Hi and welcome. Hop along today as we celebrate Sabrina over at Scrappy Tales Crafts, who just hit 3,000 subscribers. Today, the creators of Sabrina's Hop are each creating slimline cards. Follow along with the hop by clicking hashtag ScrappyTales Slimline3K to see some awesome slimline inspiration from small and large channels you may have never seen before. Oh, of course, it wouldn't be a celebration without prizes. As a thank you, Sabrina is giving away two $25 gift cards, one to Not Too Shabby Shop and one to Trinity Stamps. Additionally, Hero Arts Simon Says Stamp, Honeybee Stamps, Trinity Stamps, and Not Too Shabby are each generously giving away a $25 gift card to their stores. That's right, Sabrina and our generous sponsors are giving away $175 worth of free gift cards to 7 lucky winners. The best part is everyone can participate, including our international crafty friends. To participate, all you have to do is subscribe to Sabrina's channel, consider subscribing to the other creators on the Hop, and leave a comment on each video. The more you comment and the more opportunities you'll have to win a prize. Thank you for stopping by and celebrating this amazing milestone with us. So for my card, which will be a slimline card, I selected the Luau from the new release from Honeybee Stamps. This is a release that features lots of summertime themed stamps, and the Luau set has like tiki statues and it has a ukulele. It's just really cute and it has matching die set. I also have this stencil from Honeybee Stamp and I'm going to use this as my background to create my own pattern paper. This is the palm frond stencil from Honeybee Stamps. I'm just going to tape it down with some purple tape and then I'm going to grab my Catherine Pooler Inks color grass skirt and I'm going to go ahead and color in this background. The dies that I use to cut out my slimline is the stitched card panels and windows from Trinity Stamps. I just wanted to mention that when you are doing this technique, you want to make sure that your paper doesn't move and that your stencil doesn't move. And that's why I have my purple tape. Normally I use pixie spray, but I'm out right now and I have to wait for it to come in on my next order. This technique of using purple tape works very well too, but again, I'm holding my hand on it just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere because that's when it gets to look not as crisp and clear. So I like how this turned out. I think it's going to make a great background and a good substitute for pattern paper or just solid colored paper. Now that we have our card panel and our windows ready, let's move on to our stamp set. Again, this is the Luau stamp set from Honeybee, and I'm going to use Bristol Smooth cardstock. I'm going to be using alcohol markers to color in my images. This is the first time I've ever used this stamp set for this video. I thought what I would do is try some of my colored VersaFine Clair inks to stamp the ukulele and the cover of the ukulele, like the front of the ukulele. So I did the front of the ukulele in Fallen Leaves and the actual ukulele itself in Acorn. I ended up not using that front cover for the ukulele. It's just too dark, and the idea is to stamp that in a lighter color and then stamp over it with a regular ukulele stamp, but I wasn't putting that together as I was doing my stamping for the first time. I also stamp in Brutus Monroe Raven Detail ink, which is an alcohol marker friendly ink by Brutus Monroe. And I find that it does a really nice job and there's no smudging or bleeding of the ink when I use this. I'm just trying to get as many items on this piece of paper as I possibly can so that I can get some nice images stamped. Now I'm just going to show you a little bit of my coloring with my alcohol markers. I have Ohuhu markers here, and I actually did two batches of coloring. This first batch would be the ukulele, the tiki statues, and the lei. And then I did another batch coloring where I did the vase like containers for the greenery, and I had a flower from my stash that I stamped and I colored that in too. But I didn't film it because I knew that there was a lot of components to this card, and I knew that I didn't want my video to be too long, so I thought I would better off just to show you a little bit of the coloring. So this is number 95. It's a nice rich brown. I'm going to speed things up a bit here just for the sake of time. This is the 104, and it's looks yellow on the cap, but it's actually a light brown. So I just went and I colored with my darkest brown on the outside, my medium tone in the middle, and then my lightest on the middle, and then on the neck of the ukulele. I'm going to use number 34 to color in the keys to make them look like they're brass. I'm not really sure what color you usually see in ukulele. I mean, my son has a ukulele, but I never really paid much attention to the keys. This is warm gray 1, and I'm using that to just to as sort of like a blender so that I can lighten up a little bit of the front of that ukulele. Now my second ukulele, I colored just a little bit differently. I started with number 95, which is a dark brown, but I added several different layers of shading on this ukulele. Then I go to number 96, another dark brown color. Then I grab number 101, which is light brown. And then I go for number 31, which is an even lighter brown. So I've got this gradual deep lessening of the deep tones the closer I get to the center of the ukulele. And then I grab 104 and go ahead and color in the neck. And I take number 35 and do the keys just like I did the other one, making those yellow. And I take my warm gray 1, WG1, to do the top. So I like how that one looks. I think it looks better. And then for the tiki statues, I start off with my darker color, which is 95, and then I'm just going to color each element. It's almost like a puzzle with all the different pieces that fit together. So I'm just going to color each one step by step. And I would love to give you the step by step on this, but my video stopped recording before I got all of these little images colored on this panel. And so it's going to stop right when I get done with the top third of the tiki statue. So sorry about that. Did not realize that I had lost so much footage. Basically, though, I'm still using rich browns and warm grays on both of the statues. I'll carry that over to my second statue, which is the taller one, and then I use a lot of vibrant, bright colors to color both leis. The reason I do two of each is because I like to pick one that looks better and more appealing to me. And if I have choices and options, then I feel like I'm putting my best foot forward and using the one that I feel represents, the stamp set the best and looks the best on paper. And that's where it ended, folks. So sorry about that. I am going to go ahead and die cut these images that I colored. At least you can see the finished product here. You can see what I colored. And again, this is the first time I've ever used this stamp and die set, so it takes me just a few minutes just to figure out the alignment of these dies. I'm going to run it through my new Gemini Junior, which is only 2 weeks old, and which I love so much. And then we will have some cut pieces here in a few minutes. I am going to fast forward through this part because it's just basically me lining up dies and then setting them through my machine. Okay, so I completed my die cutting and my coloring. I did grab a hibiscus flower stamp that I had from my stash. I did not have any of the honeybee flowers to use, so I did have to root through my stash and find something to substitute. But everything else on this is from honeybee. And the sentiment that I have is called You Had Me at Aloha, and it's from the Sea Breeze Sentiment set. What I've done here, I've popped up all of my items that I've colored up on foam dots, and I'm just arranging things in the windows. While I'm doing this, I just want to remind you to make sure you check out all the people who are on the hop today. Everybody has worked really hard to recognize Sabrina and her wonderful achievement of having 3,000 subscribers. That is fantastic. And she has got some fantastic prizes from wonderful companies. And we want to show them support, and we want to show Sabrina our support by commenting on all the videos. Make sure you subscribe to Sabrina's channel if you haven't yet already. I will have that listed in the description box below. But please subscribe to all of the people who are participating in this hop. We put a lot of time and energy together to present the hop. We want to celebrate Sabrina. We want to lift each other up so that we can all continue to have success on YouTube, no matter what size our channel is. I just recently reached a milestone of 1,000 subscribers, and now I'm trying to get more. Not because of the number, but because of the community. It's a wonderful community of crafters to be engaged with. I love the comments that are left on my channel. Obviously, I appreciate thumbs up and people who subscribe. But it's the reason why we do what we do, so that we can share ideas with you all, give you inspiration, but also to be inspired by you and what you create. It's a two-way street here, folks. For my sentiment, You Had Me at Aloha, I actually used an existing banner set that I had, and the larger banner, I used this vibrant green, almost like a lime green cardstock. And then for the sentiment, I just used a white cardstock. But I think those two pieces layer very well together, and I'm really pleased with how that turned out. Overall, I think the card looks really nice. I love the ukulele. My son plays ukulele. That was the first instrument that he ever learned, and he started playing that when he was 14, and now he plays ukulele, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, and bass guitar. And a lot of that he has taught himself. I mean, he has had lessons, but he's also spent a long time teaching himself different songs. So he's 15 now, and we're really proud of him. But back to the card. Doesn't this just make you want to go to a luau? Don't you just wish you were in Hawaii right now, checking out the tiki statues and the ukuleles and getting flowers for your hair and around your neck? Oh, wouldn't that be heaven? What I decided was it just seemed a little bit plain against the white card base. So I'm going to trim a piece of pink to just glue right on top of that card base. And then underneath the frames that I cut out with the Trinity Stamps dies. I think that the pink really makes it pop. I'm just going to use some art glitter glue to glue this decorated panel onto the pink cardstock. Oh, that definitely makes it pop. Oh, I had a little bit of extra glue. But I'm really pleased with this card. I think it's a lot of fun. I love slimline cards. This one was very easy to do because of the panel die set from Trinity Stamps and the one that had the windows in it. Anytime you have that, it just ties everything together so nicely. Okay, and we're going to put this down onto the card base. So thanks so much for watching. Have fun watching all the wonderful slimline cards come together. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new. I'd love to have you a subscriber. And don't forget to congratulate Sabrina on her gigantic milestone. We're so proud of you, Sabrina. Great job. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye-bye.